What is good in the hood? We had to pause the music, but this is how I made $1,677. Without $1,677. Wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Without recording a single product. I don't got no Q4 setups. My camera just broke. There's a crack in it somewhere, but we don't even use a camera to film anyways. Anyways, before we even get into it, you already know. A little upper decky and iced coffee keeps the brokenness away. Okay, let's lock in. So, first off, we're going to talk a little about me, okay? I've never actually done anything like this on this channel, so you're going to learn my backstory. This was 2 years ago. The first thing I ever started in with entrepreneurship was e-commerce. So I actually started with organic dropshipping. I ran 11 different stores. Can you believe that? 11 different stores. And not one took off until the end. But the reason none of them took off is because I'd make a store, I'd find an amazing product, I'd make a beautiful store, but I would film 1 or 2 creatives and give up. I would literally just give up off rip. So this product right here is Vampiric Wares. You can literally look this up on Instagram right now and see how absolutely dog shit I was. But the only reason I got sales, this was my first ever like decently successful store 2 years ago. Only reason I got sales here is because I did like influencer marketing, and I kind of finally learned how to make creatives and not give up. Thanks to this guy. This was my business partner at the time. He unfortunately is no longer my business partner. It has been for a while, but we're still chill. We still talk occasionally. But yeah, that was my first ever store. And it was the first time I actually really saw that e-commerce could work. I ended up making over $3,000 with this product. This product was the Blood Mat. You've probably seen it. You've probably heard of it. It's very dead now. But after that, silly me, I was a stupid little kid. I ended up going on this whole entire path that did not involve e-commerce at all. I got that win and I was thinking, okay, cool. Now we're going to go try some other stuff. So I had an SMMA. It's not in here, but the first thing we did after this was run a local SMMA. After that, I actually started a window cleaning company. This was me chugging a Zoa and a Celsius at the same time. Speaking of, Zoa is fantastic. Those things are so good. If you know, you know. This is the depths of a sales rabbit. Absolutely good. I actually still run these every summer because we make like quite a bit of money. But this summer it was literally just me and this guy, and we cooked out. But after that, we went over to the clothing brand Era. Now this was I actually still wear this to this day. This was my first ever drop. This was a hoodie I also dropped. I didn't really know what I was doing. And again, my issue during this, I could have made this completely work. It was still kind of e-commerce, but my issue during this was I wouldn't film creatives. I mean, it's kind of funny we're talking about this in this video, that I just steal content, don't film. Bro, I don't know what it is, but I sucked at, like, I wouldn't film creatives. It's the only needle pushing thing. Making content, especially in the e-com game, is the only thing that's going to get you any money. I mean, think about it. You could have the best store, the best website, the best product on earth, but if you get no sessions, nobody's going to buy. It's as simple as that. This is the most important thing in the game, is content. But anyways, after this, I think I got like 2 sales on this. I actually did okay, but it was just terrible. I just didn't make enough content. But I was kind of trying to learn. Like, this was the point where I was like, okay, I now understand that content is important. This was also the point that I started personal branding. Probably how you found this video, or on my Instagram, whatever. After that, I went through my crypto phase. I worked for Pump Fund for a little bit. I did some stuff for them, and I tried trading some meme coins. This was around November, December of last year, about a year ago. And then after that, I kind of just gave up. I had a phase where I was in school. This was before my second time dropping out. I dropped out one time, came back. This was that time. And I kind of just, this was me at a basketball game. This was me with my best friend. I kind of just gave up for a little bit. You know, I always wanted to make money, but I was lost. I didn't know what to do. But it was after this phase that I had one of the best phases of my life. This was my clipping phase. I did walk clipping with a friend of mine. We actually still talk to this day, and he's doing really good in business as well. But yeah, I did clipping, and I made like $5,000 to $10,000 with all this. It was fantastic, but unfortunately, it was not scalable and it did not last. WAP ended their clipping program. You could no longer make money from it, and I just had a quick bag. And it was at that point I was extremely lost. I didn't know what to do. And so I literally sat in this chair for a whole day and was like, okay, what what is a business I know I could do, I enjoyed the most, I have proof of concept, and it brought me all the way back over here to 2 years ago where I had these sales, I had proof of concept, I enjoyed it. It was one of the funnest times of my life. And so I was like, okay, great. It also so happened that day I had a call with Smith Reese, a guy we'll get into eventually. I had a call with his team, and I literally ended up spending half of my clipping bag on a organic dropshipping mentorship, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. After that, I started getting back in the groove, learning again. There wasn't much, like, I literally already kind of, I had the ecom mindset and the ecom skills. I just didn't know how to put them to good use and properly use them. So it was at that point I started getting back in the groove, and I planned to go to LA with one of the people I met on this group. So Sunday, July 27th, I'm leaving LA tomorrow to meet Smith Reese and my other boy Jason. We clicked instantly in that group, and we've been buddies ever since. I'm stressed to the max because I want to pump out YouTube videos, a profit bumper store. I had $1,000 to my name. Oh, this is way too big. $1,000 to my name, and pretty much took the biggest risk of my life. But I went to LA. We got all the Zins there, the camera equipment. We were locked and loaded. We stayed a night in Beverly Hills, recorded some drop shipping stuff, and this was when I really learned how this game has changed from 2 years ago and how it works. And I got the skills needed to properly do shit. But unfortunately, I spent all of my clipping money here. So I came back Sunday, August 17th, $20 to my name. Literally no money, completely broke. I was so lost, I didn't know what to do. But literally not even a week or two after that, I had my first decently successful store. I started getting orders. I started, this is where the title of the video is from. I actually made more than this, but Shopify had some issues with one of the other stores and closed it. So this would have been almost doubled. But finally, I had some stuff start working. And that's kind of my story. That's kind of what happened. And I'm by no means rich. You're not gonna see me whipping around in a Lamborghini. You're not gonna see me in Miami. But I'm just like you. I understand how it can get. I've been through very, very high highs and very, very low lows. And every day I still, life's a roller coaster, stuff happens. But I'm just like you. I'm 18. I'm trying to make money online, and I have quite a bit of experience in the game. So now I'm going to teach you how you can do it too. So first of all, where am I? There we go. So you're probably asking, you didn't film once. This was for this product, by the way, the one that I made around 4K with. This is only half of it, like I said. But no, I didn't film once. And in order to understand how that even works, we need to talk about showcase and storyline videos. Now, if you're in dropshipping right now, you probably know the difference. But just in case you don't, I'm going to real quick show you a showcase video. So this is a video of literally somebody showcasing a product. It's as simple as that. This guy, what is this? This is a crystal advent calendar. This guy's just showcasing the product. Very simple, very straightforward. And these videos obviously still do very good. Like this has 17K likes. Like don't just do storylines. You know what I'm saying? These videos do very good, but just for this strategy, you're going to have to only do storylines until you get the product in. But we'll get into that. This is a storyline. So you probably also are familiar with these, but just in case you're not, this is the bird cat toy product. This grandpa, you got to stay 8 seconds so he doesn't have to say goodbye to his cat shelter. Very unethical, mind you. Try and stay away from super unethical stuff, but at the end of the day, that is kind of where the market is. So you got to get a little unethical, unfortunately. Hopefully the market changes eventually, but that's how the game is right now. So that's a showcase and a storyline. And pretty much how the strategy works is we find showcase products. So we find a product like this, right? This advent calendar right here has literally perfect content for us to steal and use right there. Like the only issue is there's a caption. You're probably wondering, okay, how do we use that? You literally just go to VMake. You can throw the video in here and just remove the caption. It's so easy. It's so simple. And yeah, you find those showcase products. You gather clips from them. So if we literally went to this account, we can find okay, actually, I don't know specifically about this account, but most showcase products will have just hella videos, especially if it's just like an organic, like just straight up, this guy's not doing a single storyline, it's just showcase videos. You can find so much content and just steal all their content. For example, here we have this one, we have this one. We can even use some of these in the storylines. I mean, it's a Asian dude holding a crystal. I'm sure we can build a storyline around that somehow. So you find those clips and then you gather your storyline clips. So really, if we go here, this guy's a clip of an old grandpa. Surprisingly, it's not TED Dog. Then he has a clip of a cat and another cat. These are very cute cats, sucks the person in. Those beautiful blue eyes, the beautiful green eyes. Like, sucks the person in. And then a cat shelter. And then obviously working on the bird toy, right? So you just have to get creative, and we're going to get into this more. But being creative is literally the most important thing in this game. Get creative. So in 2021, back when I was doing dropshipping, when I first started, when I had that really good sale, this was not a thing. Storylines were not a thing, okay? The whole game was dependent on how good your lighting was, how good your quality was, how good your clips were, how good your editing was. That was the difference between like 1.1 million views and 400. The best lighting, the best freaking like hand gestures, moving, pretend this is a product, like moving them in perfectly, like stuff like that. That is what mattered. And that would be the separator between people who got so many views and nothing. You know what I mean? But now in 2025, don't get me wrong, lighting's important, filming's important, editing's important, getting the right, angles and lighting is very important, but it's more so how much emotion can you convey and how creative you are. So for example, my mom has cancer. Extremely emotional. People are gonna be like, oh, okay, do we want to? Obviously, it gets more unethical the more emotional you get. So you have to draw a fine line. I would never do this because that's evil, but it's extremely emotional and you'd probably go viral almost every time. Whereas this one we got 4 views is a guy jerking off saying whack. There's no emotion, you know what I mean? So it's a lot more emotional nowadays. And when you're making these storylines, you really need to think. You need to get in your ICP, get in the person watching this video, the person watching your video, sorry. You have to really think, okay, what's going to tear their heartstrings? You know what I mean? For example, this cat bird toy. I'm sure it's mainly women looking at this, just because I couldn't imagine a dude buying their cat this toy. So, okay, there you go. It's a woman. Okay. What would a woman feel bad for? Their grandpa? I mean, you can, even in your vocab, you can be like, women stayed 9 seconds to save my grandpa's. Like, you really just have to get creative and understand who is watching your videos. And finally, this is why it's better. This is why the strategy is so much better. So first of all, you don't have to waste order. Holy crap, I can't speak. Hold on. There we go. You don't have to order products, right? So you don't have any excuses. You can't be like, oh, well, I only have $100. How am I going to order this product? There's literally no excuses. Again, no money as well. If you have no money, you can literally just steal some content on the internet. Like, all it is time. That's it. And no waiting. So if you do order a product, you don't have to wait a week for it to come in, or even 2 days with Amazon Prime. Like, you can literally start in the next hour. If you find a product, you could literally just get their content, start an account, and go. It's that easy. Another very, 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 very big positive of this, and why I pretty much do it for almost any product I run now, is you get to test before the real test. So obviously in the future, if you're going to turn whatever you're running into a real brand, you're going to want to order the product in. You're going to want to film your own stuff, obviously. But you won't even, if you order it in first, you don't really know if it's going to rip. You have other people's proof of concept. You have other people's accounts, other people's videos. But you yourself don't really know if it's going to work. Whereas with this, you can literally steal their content, test, make new creatives, make new storylines, understand the market before you even get the product in. Like, the account I'm working with right now that I've done this with is at I think 5K followers right now. And it's gotten millions of views. And I don't have the product. I'm going to order the product. I plan on ordering it very soon. But I've gotten so much data on who wants this product and who it's for, what type of people buy it, what they look for in videos, what actually pulls on their heartstrings. I've got so much data before an expense even happened. I've spent $0 on starting this up, and I've made $4,000 from it. You know what I mean? Not a single expense. So you can test before the real test. And finally, you can literally start now. If you go on your burner, or if you're new to this, you start a burner, you literally go on Instagram, like up a ton of product videos. Eventually your whole feed is just product videos. If you get a burner, you can literally scroll on it for an hour, find a product that is a showcase product, just like this. Literally just like a showcase, right? Something that's good. Make sure, obviously, do your due diligence. Find out if the comments want it. Find out how long they've been running. These guys have been running for, I don't even think this is a dropshipping store, but I don't care. These guys have been running for 4 years. Find out if it goes viral. 64 million views. Oh my God, this isn't even a dropshipping store, but we're using them, I guess. But do your due diligence. But you can literally just rip the product, get creative, literally think for an hour. Like, okay, what storylines? Who would watch this? Who wants this product? And then just build your storylines. Like it's that simple. But anyways, this was the whole video. Kind of keeping it short. Again, I want to pump more of these out. But I hope you enjoyed, and go follow the Instagram in my bio because I'm trying to post daily reels.